This is part 2 of our video series on Viking's Iceland's Majestic Landscapes cruise. In part 1, we visited Iceland and the Faroe Islands. In this part 2, we'll visit the magnificent fjords of Norway. We'll also offer some insight onto the onboard experience, and in the concluding remarks, we'll offer our evaluation and some tips for your consideration. We arrived on a rainy day to the first port in Norway, Geiranger, and this is a view from one of the viewpoints. And here we're looking back into the town. It really is a magnificent setting at the head of the fjord. As we zoom in, you can see our ship, the Mira. And we pan out and back down the fjord.
And here's more video of the viewpoint. Just up and down the fjord, there are waterfalls everywhere. You can see one right there as the fjord bends. It's just huge. I mean, it's hard to explain how big these waterfalls really are. A closer view. Pretty amazing.
Here's another view of the town and the fjord from another viewpoint. Just a magnificent landscape. This looks like a drone shot, but you're able to actually just look almost straight down from this viewpoint. And we'll try to follow the river back up. There we go. There's the town. And there's the fjord. A little wider view there. Pretty magnificent. Geiranger is pretty touristy, but there is this really interesting octagonal church right in the middle of town and overlooking the fjord. We have been told about this amazing waterfall called the Seven Sisters by Viking. As the ship pulled out and we had arrived for dinner, the Viking crew told us that we were just about ready to pass the Seven Sisters. The crew even relocated our table to the starboard side of the boat so we could see this amazing waterfall.
These are the Seven Sisters that we've been hearing so much about. A little closer. Oh my goodness. Out a little bit. Really close. Beautiful. Video as we are leaving the Seven Sisters, you can see the wake of the boat. Pretty nice. The Viking crew just really helped us out on this. So thanks to them. Here we are on the 4th of July heading to our next port of call in Norway. It is a beautiful evening. About 7:15 local time, and I'm actually seeing a little blue sky up there, which I haven't seen all day, so maybe that's a good omen for tomorrow. Who knows? A little closer view for you. Pretty amazing. These fjords are just incredible. This is Alesund, Norway. We're in the city center, which, as you can see, has a marina. You can pull back a little bit. It's row houses. Apparently everything was rebuilt after a big fire about 100 years ago. It's cute. So got a little bit of blue sky today, which is a big change for us. Here's another view of the marina area in Ålesund. It's a pretty little town. This is on a boat cruise out of Ålesund, and these are some of the houses located on one of the islands. Apparently all the islands are connected by bridges or tunnels, according to our guide. You can see it's kind of a really mixed day. We've got beginning of the video had sun peeking through on that grass, and now it's cloudy. It's just kind of mixed day, which is frankly better than we've had a lot of days on this cruise. So kind of kind of a nice ride so far. And here on the other side, it's pretty sunny, so you can see it. Just a lot of, they say in Norway that if you don't like the weather, just wait a few minutes, it'll change. That's been true on this trip.
And here we're going into some weather, but the views are amazing. Now just look at this view as we reach the halfway point.
And here we are going back toward Alesund. Just turned. Village on the side. Just mountains all around. Pretty amazing.
And here we are coming back into Alesund. What a beautiful ride. I would say this boat tour has been a great success. And here's one of my favorite shots from the boat tour.
Here we are, July 6th, early in the morning, before 6 o'clock, sailing into Flam. It's a beautiful morning right now. It is cold though. And this is Flam, early in the morning. It's a pretty town. Home of the famous Flam Railway. Closer in. There are a few people out. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. And back. For a really wide view. Pretty morning so far. I'm going to hope it holds.
Visitors to Flam can take an amazing excursion on the Flam Railway, which takes you through beautiful scenery. However, we'd taken the Flam Railway twice in 2024. We therefore opted for an excursion called Villages and Valleys of Norway. I will include a link to our 2024 video on the Flam Railway in the description. The first stop on our excursion was to the picturesque village of Undredal, where we visited a stave church that was initially built in 1147. As explained by our very informative local guide, stave churches were built by driving massive wooden posts or staves into the ground and building the framework of the church around them. The interior of the church, which is quite small, is highly decorated, and the painting on the walls dates from hundreds of years ago. This is the church's original bell, and we heard it ring, the same sound that many have heard for hundreds of years. After seeing the stave church, it was a short walk to a building where we got to sample local cheeses. And again, we were guided by a knowledgeable local expert. After a ride through a long tunnel that was brightly lighted at the midpoint, we went through the Norwegian countryside and arrived at an amazing waterfall.
This is Twendefoss, which is a huge waterfall.
Our excursion was really Viking at its best, where we got to see some intimate local stops and meet some local people. As the ship left, we were treated to more amazing views, which is another perk of a Viking cruise, particularly in the beautiful fjords of Norway. We even saw a seagull diving under a rainbow, which was a wonderful way to say goodbye to Flam.
This is Bergen, our final stop. It's a city on a bay, and it's surrounded by hills. It's a pretty city. I wouldn't say it's one of the best stops on this, but we've been here a couple of times before. But it's a neat city, and you can see that bridge in the distance. panoramic, so a lot of water around here. Some interesting maritime history. So we may show you some more of it later. Here's some views of Bergen back in toward the Old Town Harbor part of town. And you can see how it's built on a hill. There's a funicular railway to a viewpoint that is really worth taking. We've done it before, and we're not going to do it on this trip, but it's really pretty neat. So I'll zoom in here a little bit. And you got a view of the kind of the harbor area and the hills. It's kind of a neat town.
Being blessed with a rare sunny day in Bergen, we decided to take Viking's panoramic tour. The first stop was a viewpoint overlooking the harbor and the Bergen. The Bergen consists of old buildings, colorful shops, and it really is kind of the center of town. This shot shows the Bergen and the top of the funicular railway. We stopped by the National Theater, and seeing a Viking ship seemed like an appropriate way to end this cruise. So what is it like on board the Viking Mira? Well, the answer is it's pretty darn good. First, the ship is beautiful, the crew is well trained, and the service is just outstanding. This is the Explorer's Lounge, which has panoramic windows looking out the front of the ship, as well as a seating area and a bar. This is the main dining area, simply called the restaurant. The food is good and the service is absolutely impeccable. The views aren't bad either. This area is called the living room, where there is often live music playing. Viking's resident pianist Michael was simply outstanding.
This is our room. It is a penthouse veranda stateroom, and that is a step up from the ordinary staterooms, a little bit bigger, but very similar. It has a king-size bed, a couch, a chair, a desk. As you can see outside, there is an outdoor deck or seating area. Not of a lot of use on this trip up north, but in warmer climes it would be nice to be a place to sit out. So it's a very nice room. There's a lot of storage. It's very functional. The Viking stewards are great. They make the room up every day. They keep your sodas, and if you want beer, restocked, depending on which level of package you have. So it's really a nice place to stay on the cruise. Here's a little wider view from the other side, looking back toward the door. And this is the bathroom, which has a sink, a toilet, and a walk-in shower. It also has plenty of storage. It's a small bathroom, but it's very functional. This is the contribution of my profession to Viking. Yes, it is slippery when wet.
This is a tender boat, which you have to ride into certain ports. They're crowded and not very comfortable, but the ride is usually mercifully short. Okay, so what's our evaluation of this cruise? Viking's strengths on this cruise were, first, a very well thought out itinerary. Second of all, the onboard experience was good. We've kind of highlighted that before. The excursions ranged from good to excellent. And on this cruise, just being able to enjoy the views, especially of the Norwegian fjords, was just a big plus. What were the weaknesses? Well, for us, the weaknesses centered on Viking Air. First, we had an insane routing that took us across the Atlantic to Copenhagen, and then back halfway across the Atlantic to Iceland. Then SAS canceled our flight, and because it was late in the afternoon, there wasn't much, if any, opportunity to recover from that, and we arrived a day late and $1 short, so to speak. We've also found Viking Air risks having changes late in the day. Now, I know some of you are going to say, well, we've had great experiences with Viking Air, and if you have, that's great. But I can assure you we were not alone in our travails on this trip, and we're aware of some others as well. Another thing we did not like was the bum's rush off the ship. Our departure time was, believe it or not, 3 a.m. And of course, part of that's on Viking Air, but everybody had to leave the ship by 8 a.m. So you don't have much time on that last morning. So what are our tips? Well, we would suggest making your own airline reservations or having your travel agent do it. We would also suggest doing a pre-cruise extension. This gives you a little more wiggle room in your air schedule and allows you to arrive on board a little more refreshed. We'd also suggest considering a post-cruise extension to help you cope with that rush off the ship. We really enjoyed this cruise despite the delayed start, and we had a good time. But overall, we would suggest letting Viking do what Viking does best, and that's the cruise part of the trip. Anyway, those are our thoughts. Yours may differ, and if so, that's fine. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the videos, and we'll see you next time.